Canada got a new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, but this video isn't about him, it's about how he will affect you. We'll look deeper into his immigration plans, fight against Trump, and what it means for housing. But before that, I want you to learn more about what made him who he is. It's very important. His background and previous experience. I think you can't buy a car without seeing what's under the hood. Mark is an ice hockey goalie turned banker. Mark Carney isn't all business and central banks. During college, he was a goalie for Harvard's hockey team and even co-captained Oxford's ice hockey club alongside a future Canadian politician by the name of David Lametti, the former Attorney General of Canada and Justice Minister. Not your typical central banker resume. He broke 300-year tradition at Bank of England. In 2013, Carney became the first non-British person ever to lead the Bank of England. In its 300-year history, Britain lured him with a record pay package, about £624,000 salary plus $250,000 on top of that for housing, making him one of the world's best-paid central bankers. Plotted to dethrone the US dollar, Carney once boldly suggested replacing the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. In fact, just hours after a Trump Twitter rant blaming the Fed for recession fears, Carney urged central bankers to consider a new digital reserve currency to reduce the dollar's dominance in global trade. It's a very important detail in his background as he's about to face Trump again, but this time as a head of state. This is his background, it's behind. Now let's look into the future, what he plans to do and how he plans to govern Canada. If you realize that politics affects our lives, like this content, give this video a big thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more. We're preparing to launch a new game-changing AI platform next week, so stay tuned. Carney's approach to Donald Trump. No fear of the bully. Carney has made it very clear that he's willing to stand up to Donald Trump when Canadian interests are at stake. In response to Trump's steep tariffs on Canadian goods, Carney didn't choose words. "We're going to stand up to a bully. We will retaliate," he declared. And Prime Minister Trudeau responded with the same 25% tariffs on US businesses. Just like Trump hit us, we hit him back. Carney called Trump's tariff move entirely unjustified and vowed to be tough. This firm stance signals that under Carney's leadership, Canada will not shy away from confronting Trump's aggressive trade tactics, favoring a principled, tough approach on the world stage. I personally think there's a leadership gap in the world right now that Canada could fill if it plays its cards well. Immigration. Balance intake with capacity. Carney argues Canada's recent immigration surge, nearly 3% population growth, double the norm, is unsustainable because housing and services cannot keep up. He plans to temporarily cap immigration to pre-pandemic levels until infrastructure catches up. This means a more measured, economically driven intake, adjusting newcomer targets based on housing availability. For example, he's suggesting capping international student visas by province until they have adequate housing and making employers contribute to housing if they import workers. Overall, Carney seems to have a very similar policy as his Liberal Party friends. And housing. Build, build, build. Tackling Canada's housing affordability crisis is a centerpiece of Carney's agenda. He vows to supercharge home construction, setting a goal to build millions of new homes across the country. The plan is to flood the market with supply, fast-tracking housing projects and urban infrastructure to ease record-high rents and home prices. To start the boom, Carney pledges to cut red tape and use tax incentives to encourage development, even scrapping a slated capital gains tax increase to attract investment. The message? More homes and smarter urban planning will restore affordability for Canadians. But time will show. What do you think of Mark Carney? Was he the right pick? And do you miss Justin Trudeau? Comment below. Also, if you're an immigrant planning your next steps and need to discuss, there's a link to book a time below the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.